2 miles below the surface of the ocean, in complete darkness and freezing water, a robotic explorer made a discovery that left every scientist on board stunned. It was something gold, not metallic, but soft and almost alive in appearance. A small dome, about 4 inches across, clung to a rock as if it had been placed there intentionally. It had a tiny hole on one side, and it didn't move or react to the lights. It simply sat there, 2 miles down, looking like nothing anyone had ever seen before. As the live feed streamed into the control room, the scientists fell silent. One of them finally whispered that it looked like the beginning of a horror movie. Another compared it to something out of the X-Files. But no one laughed, because no one had an answer. This moment took place in the summer of 2023, during a deep-sea expedition by NOAA aboard the research vessel Okeanos Explorer in the Gulf of Alaska. The mission, known as Seascape Alaska 5, aimed to map and explore one of the least understood environments on Earth, the deep ocean. Using a remotely operated vehicle called Deep Discoverer, scientists explored depths of over 3,250 meters. During one of these dives, the cameras captured the mysterious golden orb resting on the seafloor. It looked organic, almost like an egg, yet completely unfamiliar. The team carefully collected it using the robot's suction arm and brought it back to the surface for closer study. In the ship's lab, they examined it, photographed it, and passed it around, but even with decades of combined experience, no one could identify what they were holding. As expected, once the footage was released, the internet exploded with theories. Some believed it was an alien egg, others thought it might be a sea creature's cocoon, or even a completely new life form. The truth was, even the scientists didn't know. For months, then a year, and eventually more than 2 years, the mystery remained unsolved. Initial DNA tests failed because the object had been contaminated by tiny organisms living on its surface. The orb had become a miniature ecosystem of bacteria and microscopic life, making it nearly impossible to isolate its true genetic identity. The results came back messy and confusing, and so the scientists remained confused. This wasn't a simple case of missing information or overlooked research. Some of the world's leading deep-sea biologists studied the object extensively and still couldn't give a clear answer. That's the reality of the deep ocean, a place so vast and unexplored that it continues to surprise even the most experienced researchers. In fact, scientists estimate that over 80% of the ocean floor has never been mapped. Considering that oceans cover about 70% of Earth's surface, it means most of our planet remains unknown. Eventually, the golden orb was sent to the Smithsonian Institution for deeper analysis. There, scientists conducted advanced whole genome sequencing after standard tests failed. This time, the results became clearer. The DNA matched a known deep-sea organism called Relicanthus daphnae. The mystery object wasn't an alien egg or a new species, it was actually a remnant of dead tissue from the base of this giant anemone, the part that once anchored it to the ocean floor. Relicanthus daphnae itself is a fascinating creature. It can grow up to 30 centimeters wide, with tentacles stretching several meters long. Living in extreme depths, often near hydrothermal vents, it captures prey drifting in ocean currents. Despite its size and strange appearance, it remains largely unknown, not because it's rare, but because humans have barely explored its habitat. The discovery of the golden orb suggests that this species may be far more widespread than scientists previously believed. Even after solving the mystery, new questions emerged. Did the anemone die and leave this behind? Or did it detach and move elsewhere? Could this structure be related to reproduction? It took 2.5 years to answer one question, and the answer created many more. That's how deep-sea science works. Every discovery opens the door to deeper mysteries. Today, the golden orb sits preserved in the Smithsonian's collection, catalogued and stored alongside thousands of other deep-sea specimens, each one representing a piece of a much larger puzzle. Meanwhile, the Okeanos Explorer continues its missions, and Deep Discoverer still dives into the unknown, capturing footage from places no human has ever seen. For 2.5 years, the golden orb had no name. It existed as a mystery, a question mark in the darkness of the ocean. And when the answer finally came, it turned out to be something both ordinary and extraordinary at the same time, not a monster, not an alien, but the remains of a giant, hidden creature from a world we barely understand. A silent reminder that beneath the surface of our planet lies an entire universe waiting to be discovered. And we've only just begun to look.